Welcome to week number 5, and my apologies for not being able to post within these days. But you do have week number 4, and you have a quiz and the sit work for that. Now we are on week number 5, and we're going to hit the heart of Rizal's life, and that is being a writer. Okay, how come this guy who, because of his novel, he was implicated with the Katipunan, and he became notorious with the Spanish government, and ano ba nangyari? Bakit? Ano ba yung mga sinulat ni Rizal? Okay, so we're going to start with a simple topic first. Rizal the Writer. We're going to take a look at his life, and then we're going to start with this, okay, on writing, reading, and words. These are, or these words are really meaningful personally, okay, because I love to read, I love to write, and I was in love with words when I was still young, okay. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to present a quotation for writing, reading, and words, and we're going to connect it with Rizal, okay. So let's have reading. According to William Godwin, he that loves reading has everything within his reach. Okay, so when I was young, I loved to read books, and it's true. It's like the Amazon forest, the continent, the historical places, even battles. It's like they are within arm's reach because I can read and I can imagine. Okay, it's like going to places without traveling. So that is the importance of reading. And aside from the places and aside from those amazing things that you can imagine, it's like being in another world. Okay, being into someone else's mind. So it's like within your reach. The mind of Einstein, the mind of Isaac Newton, okay, the mind of an artist. So whenever you read and whenever you are in connection with their books or their writings or even paintings, it's like you are within, their minds are within your reach. Okay? So another quotation about writing I have here from Susan Sontag. A writer, I think, is someone who pays attention to the world. Now, this is very not really profound, but simple, but very powerful because uh, as I hope that you will agree that a lot of times I ask you to reflect about your past, about what is happening right now. It's actually you're paying attention to the world. The commonality in reflection number 3, the people watching thing. Most of you says, okay, it's it's really surprising that we are taking things, ordinary things in life, we take it for granted, and we sometimes fail to see the value of ordinary things. But if you're just going to stop for a while and then just absorb and take a breather out of that of these things, we're going to find value and sense after all. So that is also with writing. Writing is you're stopping and you're just paying attention to what is happening, even within you, and that's what makes writing very important. And the last one about words, I have here from William Gas. The true alchemists do not change lead into gold; they change the world into words. Okay, whatever it is. So I know I don't know if you're familiar with Paulo Coelho and The Alchemist. A very good story, by the way. And on that story, the challenge is you have to turn things into gold. That was the obsession of the chemist during the time. They are trying to find the elixir of life and something, a chemical that would change things into gold. So, but if we have words, okay, according to William Gas, if we have words, then we can change things into gold, and that's true. Whenever we utter words, whenever we write or say words, it can turn things into something valuable or something distractible, things like that. So it's a two-edged sword, words. So why did we start this way? Because these quotations, writing, reading, and words, these are the things, okay, that is or that are close to Rizal's heart. Okay? And syempre si Pepe hindi siya magpapatalo. Okay, he has his opinion about language, and I have read about a reflection in nationalism in the midterm exam. I forgot who's that student, but she's a girl. She said that okay, nationalism is also about language, though we are not trying to say that our language is supreme or superior to others, but the point is it is a part. It is a mark of our identity as Filipinos. So, Jose Rizal, even without the concept of Philippines during the time, he says ang hindi magmahal sa kanyang sariling wika ay higit pa sa ang amoy sa malasang isda. So, this is very evident right now whenever we would like to insist that we are higher than somebody. For example, nakapila ka sa store, nagkamali yung cashier, bigla ka mag-shift to English para ipakita mo na may pinag-aralan ka. So until now, it seems that English proficiency is still the sign that you are matalino sa Pilipinas. And there's nothing wrong with being able to speak in English, but this it is not the entirety. Okay, that should not be the sole basis. Okay, na matalino ang isang tao just because you can talk in straight English. Remember, class, English is not our native language. It's not our native tongue. Diba? Hindi naman yung native tongue natin. So yun lang naman. We're not saying that our that Filipino language is the superior thing. We don't like to have that idea, but for Rizal, it's a matter of giving value to what you have, and language is a part of it. And again, language is actually words. So um, let's have a short trip down to the memory lane of Rizal as a lover of reading and writing. I says here lover because he is passionate about reading and writing even when he was still young. So on the left side, you can see on the left side, these are for reading. And on the right side, you can see that it's for writing. So we have here in reading, you can see that he loves to read, he loves stories, notably the Angamugamo. And during his Ateneo days, he has had a lot of readings. And even in Europe, okay, he would spend his allowance in buying second-hand books. Diba? So mawala na yung pagkain, wag lang libro. And then in writing, we have here, wrote a poem at the age of 8. And during his Ateneo and USA days, he wrote a lot of winning articles. And during that time, that is kind of wow. Remember, those competitions are actually being dominated by Spanish. The lingua franca, the language being used, is actually Spanish. But here is an Indio. He is a guy who is actually dominating this Spanish people in using their language. And of course, when he was in Europe, he usually write poems and essays with the theme of love for the native land and being homesick about his hometown. Okay, so that is Rizal. You can see that he really loved words. Okay, so kaya nga 'di ba nung nag-enroll siya, nag-double degree siya. Why? To fulfill the wish of his mother, he enrolled in medicine in UST, but he also enrolled in philosophy. Okay, so pinagsabay niya ang UMS at saka STEM. Diba? So I would like to call Rizal as Boy Tula. Why? Because homesick in Ateneo, he wrote Mi Primera Inspiración, a poem about his mom. Okay, my first inspiration. Now, when he was in Europe, okay, his first New Year, when he was in a gathering with his fellow Filipino youths and patriots, he wrote a poem, Mi Piden Verso, or They Ask Me for Verses. Okay, New Year, gagawa ka ng tula. Oh my God. And then, upon his death, okay, he decided to go out not with a bang. Literally, he was shot and there was a bang. But he wrote and left a poem entitled Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. So, Rizal's Boy Tula. Okay. So, hindi naman siya pick up guy. It's a boy tula. During the time, that was the pastime, the passion. Okay. Wala namang mga Facebook and others social media platforms. So people there, they're pursuing arts and poems and writing the Renaissance thing. Okay, so this is where we end right now. I would like to introduce Rizal's legacy. Namatay siyang anak, but his two novels are actually endearing to us, and it became the face of Rizal. Whenever we said Rizal, okay, No Limitangir and El Filibustrismo would always come to our mind. And in fact, these are subjects in high school in Filipino, together with Ibong Adarna and Florante at Laura. So why do we call it as Rizal's legacy? Because this is the reason why he died. Kung hindi niya naman sinulat yung mga nobelang to, hindi naman siya masasangkot sa Katipunan and he will not be shot to death. Because the Katipunan was inspired by Rizal, by Rizal's writings. So the part number 2, we're going to take a look at these novels. Okay, ano yung mga laman nila? Not necessarily the entire stories, not the characters, but the overall bearing of these two novels. So how about you? Do you love to read and write? So, mahilig ka ba magsulat at magbasa? Or baka dahil sa puro ka na lang cellphone, you are not finding time to read and write, and you're missing a lot if you are in that kind of situation. Okay? So, that's our first lesson. Please, part two coming up. So, stay tuned.